Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are just doing a trying new Form Me makeup video and talking a little bit about my job, a little bit about my weight loss program. It's been 1 week since I've started it, so we're going to get into some of the details on that and how everything is going, and a little bit on how training is going. And yeah, so without further ado, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and let's go ahead and go 10-7. All right, guys, so starting off today, I've already done my skin prep. I have my contacts in because anytime I do a full face of makeup, I do contacts. And today we're gonna be trying, which is new for me, the Juvias Place foundation. This one is in the shade Maricao. I think that's number, what does it say on the box? So 17. I'm also using, new to me, these cute little sponges. They're from Target. They are by YC collection. They come in this cute little bag. There's 2 of them that comes. There's this one, and then there's this one. I've never used one like this before, so I don't know how that's gonna go, but I'm gonna stick with the one that I'm familiar with, and use this. And then for my under eyes, we might use the tip of that one there. We'll see how that goes. I have a couple of new products for me. They're relatively new to the market. The Juvia's Place, and then there's a mascara that we'll be trying that's going to be new. Everything else won't be new. It'll be all stuff that pretty much everybody has been using. So let's see. It said to shake well before using, and I did that. Shake some more. Okay, let's see how that works. There we go. All right. And a nice healthy dollop on there, and we'll just go in. Ooh. Let's hope it, well, okay. I'm not too big into this heavy, I don't know if it's the sponge or the makeup, but it's got a scent to it. And it smells fruity, kind of tropical. I guess that would be the foundation because that makes sense. But I like the way this is blending out. I always like to go lighter with my foundation than I do darker, because I can always bronze it down and get it in. And yes, I bring it all the way up, all over everything, so that everything matches. Most new content that I've been seeing has been having they stop below the eyes and they'll only bring their concealer under their eyes. I don't do that. That's probably why I cake, but you know what, we'll find out. I'm using my Hourglass concealer today. We'll get to that in a few minutes. And we'll just blend all this out. I need a little bit more help on this cheek. That's why I'm going a little bit heavier, because I do have quite a bit of acne, but this is giving full coverage. Like, for me anyway, this is full coverage. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. It's very, skin-like, if you will, but it's still got the coverage. Going in on a different side of the sponge to kind of pick up some excess, because I don't want it looking like I've just gone in with such a heavy amount. So I'm picking up some of that excess, and we'll go in with concealer and get rid of the icky stuff that you see everywhere else. I actually have a pore that's like the size of the Grand Canyon right now on the top of my nose. I don't know how that got there. All right, so let's get into the actual stuff that everybody's coming here to talk about, because it's sure as hell ain't my makeup. Let's talk about my weight loss first. So it is week 1. It's the end of week 1. And I have technically lost weight. But the reason that I say it that way is because the 2 loading days put me up quite a bit. And I had gained a lot of weight. During the 2 loading days. To the point of, like, it kind of scared me, how much weight I had gained. So I went in at 236. At the end of the loading phase, I was up to 249. Now, I was using 2 different scales, so might possibly have been off by a couple, but it still scared me. And I didn't like what I saw. I didn't like that number. I still don't. I don't like that number. That number is not a pretty number, but it's what I'm working with. So I am now down to 237. So we're basically back to where we started, which on the scale, that looks great. It looks like I've lost, but to me, I'm like, but I really didn't. I just am now back to my starting point. But it's only week 1, or it was only week 1, and we're now starting week 2. All right, so I am actually liking the way that this looks. It's just the base. That one tiny little pore is gonna be the death of me because I can't seem to cover it. But I also didn't use any primer today. I used a very, very good moisturizer, and I wanted to see if maybe that would stop my skin from caking and stop from pulling away and doing all the stuff that it did, because I was having some really bad problems with that. By the way, the concealer that I went in with is Creme Vanish by Hourglass, and I'm actually liking where I'm at right now, so we're good there. And as far as the weight loss program goes, so if you are new to my channel and you're just now following, you take these drops. You take one that's called a lipotropic. You take that 3 times a day, hold it for 30 seconds on your tongue, and bada bing, bada boom, it's supposed to help you burn fat. The second one that I take is a appetite suppressant. You also take that 3 times a day right after the lipotropic, hold it under your tongue for 30 seconds, and it's supposed to help curb appetite. It sure does. I'm also taking semaglutide injections, which are supposed to help burn fat, and I've only taken one of those. I have a nice little bruise to prove it, and nothing much else, except for the fact that I am losing weight. However, anybody who's going from intaking a lot of calories a day to taking 400 to 700 a day is gonna lose weight. So are the drops doing anything? I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say that they're helping. I'm gonna say that they're gonna hopefully keep me from plateauing. I'm gonna say that they are doing exactly what they're supposed to as far as suppressing my appetite. They are definitely helping me to not feel hungry in between my meals. That was a big problem for me, especially since right now I'm fasting through breakfast. So I didn't want to have any problems there, and so it was just a lot easier for me to do this program instead of trying to do it all on my own and just taking down my food intake. So the program is doing what it's supposed to. I did my first wrap. I'm going in and doing a wrap again today. And we'll see how that goes. It was pleasant the last time I did it. I liked it a lot. But the wraps are also, if you're just joining me, they are pain-free body sculpting wraps. And what it is it's supposed to be little red light lasers that almost like liposuction, but they're laser lights, and they're not very high powered, but they are supposed to go subcutaneous and get into those fat cells and help break them apart. And when they break them apart, they spread, and then you pee them out. So, or it's supposed to be that way. You also stand on a shake plate. Some gyms have them, you'll see them, where you stand on this plate and it shakes back and forth and your whole body goes like, and you're like, oh, like, and it's a fun experience. You get to giggle. It's fun. Yeah, that's probably my favorite part of the whole thing, because it's fun. It makes me giggle, and anything that makes me laugh or smile is always a plus for me. And I'm gonna just go in with my go-to bronzer, which is the iconic London in the shade Light Bronze. It is a huge palette. I absolutely love it. Now, I don't use a lot of bronzer. I just take it in and I try to put it right underneath my cheek just to give me some color back into my face. And this bronzer seems to be working amazingly well with the Juvias place. It's not picking it up with the brush, so it's staying nice in place. And like I said, I don't usually go in with a lot. I'm not very heavy-handed with it. Just enough to give some color back here on the cheeks. I'll take a little bit and I'll go up on my forehead. Take a little bit more. Go up on my forehead. And as you can see, it's not that deep. I like it light. I don't like it to be too rich of a color because of the fact that I am pale. I have always been pale and I don't really tan. So me going heavy with this, it's kind of like, just not my game. We'll come in and we'll do some more sculpting on the nose. I just kind of want to give it a little bit of color back. And making sure I'm at the right spot because I don't double up. I like to just try to keep my face looking, I don't know, as light as possible. And this is just how I do it. So I am not a makeup artist in any way, shape, or form. This is just me. I like makeup. It makes me happy. So yeah, back to the program. It is, I'm hopeful. I am very hopeful for it. I am not going to doubt what's happening with it. So I'm just going to sit here and go, I'm hopeful. I am going in with the Milani Blossomite Rose Powder Blush in shade 11. You get them in the drugstore. They're super affordable and they're pretty. Very pretty. And I kind of layered over the bronzer a little bit because I don't want them to be too separate. Take a little bit up here, and across here, and down here, just because. And that's it for me on all of that. Now, I'm gonna double look here because I'm dealing with like so many different mirrors to just make sure I'm sitting where I want to be. Yeah, I kind of like it. It kind of looks sun-kissed. It looks like I've been outside quite a bit. We'll set it down in just a few minutes here, but I want to give it its own time to set into my skin. So while we're waiting for that to happen, let's take my eyebrow pencil. I am going in with the One Size by Jeffree Star in taupe. I'm just gonna go in, and I like my eyebrows, but without doing a little bit of something with them, they kind of end up disappearing with all the makeup I put on. So We're just taking this and lightly going in, nothing major, nothing heavy, nothing too extravagant. And it's got a little spoolie on the other end, and I use that just to kind of comb it all through my brow. I don't like the fluffy brow look as much as I just like making them look natural. So you can obviously clearly see that there's a difference, but it's not that big of a difference, and I like that. You know, I like that look. My eyebrows are two different brows. I've been trying to get them to be the same for a while, but I do it all at home by myself. I don't go to the salon. If I did, I probably would have better success story with it, but it's just one of those things with having 6 kids. I don't want to spend the money on. It's just not my ball game. I'm not going to spend the money on getting my brows taken care of when I can pretty much go in and do it myself. And if they look a little off, they look a little different, that's not that big of a deal to me, purely because we're human. Nothing is perfect. So let's just let it be. Do I want them to be a little bit more bolder? Yes. Let's see. So today, I am going and doing another wrap. I actually have to leave in about 15 minutes to go do that. So we're gonna kind of wrap this up a little quicker. All right, so this is the Ciate London Royal Edition, and yeah, there's some neutrals in here that I can use because I don't really want to go heavy today. But this is the palette. It's huge. And there's some really pretty colors in here. So let's see. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna start with Countess. That's this color here. And I'm gonna put that in my crease. And yes, for all of you that are asking or wondering, I am very well aware that I have not set my face yet because I'm still debating on whether or not I want to use a setting powder today or if I want to just try a setting spray. Now, I know most people use setting powder and then they may set with a spray too, just to kind of lock everything in. But lately, when I've been doing my makeup, I've been having a lot of problems with it creasing and caking, and I'm wondering if it's not the fact that I'm putting powder on top of dry skin. And that's where I've been at lately. Ooh. Get rid of some of that. Hello. And my nail picks up like a lot of stuff. In my drawer down here, I have these little disposable face towels that I get off of Amazon. They're disposable towels, but they're small and they're not paper towel, and they're soft and they're textured and they've got all these wonderful things. But when I patted that in, I picked up a little bit of product, which is fine. It's all fine. I'm gonna go back in on this eye and we'll do the same thing with that color and the Countess color, and we'll darken up the crease here and make it pretty. All right, let's get into talking about work. For those of you that don't know, I am a 911 dispatcher. And very recently here, I have become a CTO. We are the ones that are responsible for taking anybody who's just gone through a course, like for call taking or for dispatching or for fire dispatching, and we get to train them. And this past week, 2 days out of my 5, I had a fire trainee because her trainer was going to a class and couldn't make it. So that was awesome. I got to sit with her and I got to do that and I got to have that experience, and she was great. She was fantastic. I was so happy to have her as my trainee because I know her because she's fire, and so fire is the last and final stage before you're fully what they call fully trained, but you're never fully trained because there's so many opportunities to keep going in our training, in our program. Okay, so I'm going to take this real dark color here. It's called King, and I'm gonna pat a little bit of it in my corner. I'm not gonna try to make it too heavy, so I'm kind of glad these aren't really pigmented, but because that's pretty. She's great. She's fantastic. And I've known her for quite some time, and we've worked together before. And like I said, she's just amazing. She's great. She helped me learn some things about myself this week too, and that I can take with me as I go further into training, so that I don't make mistakes. And if it wasn't for her, I would keep making mistakes and probably hurt my career and someone else's. I know I can get this way. I was a little overbearing. And I totally understood. Totally understood. Because, yeah, I can be. I can be really overbearing. And I don't intend it to be that way. But I'm glad she was able to communicate it with me and go, hey, you know, I'm going to need you to back it down a lot. And just kind of let me feel my own flow. And I was like, okay, cool. Let's do it. Let's get you to being where you want to be. Or where you need to be. I did make a little bit of a mistake here, so I'm going to take my foundation and try to just kind of sweep it away a little bit. And I think I did a pretty good job there. So voila. And then I'm going to take and go back over a little bit more with that original Countess shade to see if I can't lighten it down. Because I really did go a little bit heavier over here. Okay. Let me once again take this iconic one and go here, because this one gives me a more accurate look at what I'm doing. Okay, I like that. I'm okay with that. All right, there is a nice shade in here, and I think I'm gonna go with Castle here. And I'm just gonna put that as a base on the rest of my eye here, and just pat it in and use it to blend some of the harshness of the black and make it all a little cohesive. Pat some of it on top of that black over there just because it's so heavy. Same thing over here. Just to thin it down a little bit so that we get a nice smoky look, but we're not getting so heavy. And I'll clean up this side in a few minutes here when I figure out what color shimmer I want to put, because I want to do a shimmer. I think shimmer would be nice. And I think I found the one I'm gonna do. It's Tiara. It's this gold one here. And yeah, it looks brighter on my finger, but let's see what happens when we get it on there. Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking for. That is really pretty. I like that a lot. Okay, now I'm gonna go back in with that original Countess shade just to blend everything kind of together up here and down on the sides, and try to make it a little cohesive. This side kind of looks a little dirty. And as much as I don't want it to. I think it's kind of just gonna stay that way. This side is a little lighter. Let's take a little bit more of that Castle color and mix it with the Countess and see if I can't get this side to lighten down like the other side. Boom. Okay. That made me happy because I wasn't expecting it to actually function and work. I'm gonna take some of my foundation blender and bring it over here just a little bit to take away some of the harshness. And I think I took away too much harshness on this side, so we're gonna go back in because you know what? It's makeup, we can fix it. And that's one thing that I tell my trainees all the time, or that I told her and that I was trained to train my trainees because one of my trainers did it for me and it made me so much more confident in myself. It doesn't matter what you do, you can't break it. You can make a mistake, but you can't break it. Everything can be fixed. And that helped me so much throughout my training to understand that I can fix it. I can make something better. If I mess it up, it's not the end of the world. I can fix it. And that helped so much, beyond so much. Let's see, let me see my face here. Okay, so I'm liking the way that it's looking right now without powder. So I'm just gonna go in and set. I have the NYX, it's the Bear With Me Prime Set and Refresh Spray. And I'm just gonna use that. On a bit of everything, including my eyes because, you know, I don't have my mascara on yet. And I'm just gonna let that dry and fan it off with my hands and let it dry because I am running out of time. If I want to see my husband today, I'm running out of time. All right, I'm gonna use the Milani highly rated lash extension. This is a tubing mascara. I've never used a tubing mascara before, so let's give it a shot. I don't know how this is gonna work for me, but let's see. And I don't hate it. Like I said, I've never used a tubing mascara before. I think for the type of look that I'm doing today, this is actually pretty perfect. Because I don't want it to be too above and beyond gaudy. And this is actually relatively light. All right, let's do a little bit on the lower lash line. Okay, I'm not horribly upset about it. It is a little smudgy. As you can see, I got some up here. And if I was doing a full glam face where I did lashes and everything, that would be fine. But I like it. I think it's great. Just done. This side is obviously a little bit heavier, but that's okay. When I go in with an eyeliner, it will settle it down just a bit. Okay, so the eyeliner I'm gonna go in with today is by e.l.f. It is the No Budge Retractable Eyeliner in black. It is just a literally retractable eyeliner. Now, I don't want to totally smudge things up, so I'm gonna do what I see everybody else do, and I'm gonna use the sponge. And I'm only gonna take this halfway across my line. And voila. That's all I'm gonna do. See? And then the same thing on this side. Boom. Maybe a little bit more on this side. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. All right, now I'm just gonna go in with one of my go-to lipsticks. I think it will be perfectly fine with the face look that I've got going on today. So it's just the Morphe liquid lipstick in Phatty. It's with a PH. And I don't hate it. I actually like it. That is all the time that I actually have to spend on it today. So we're just not gonna worry about it. I love the way this turned out. Again, I didn't set with a powder. I just went in with a setting spray, and we'll see how that goes with me for the day. All right, so once again, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button down below. Please, please, please. We'll be touching more on training. We'll be touching more on my weight loss. We'll be touching more on makeup. Maybe in the future, when I actually have the ability to do so, I will pull some 911 calls and we'll go over those as well. But all in all, today was fun sitting with you, and I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. And we're gonna go ahead and go 10-8. Bye. Hey guys, so I took the earlier video right before 2 o'clock. It is now 8:21. And this is what the makeup looks like sitting on my face. I'm a little oily, but it hasn't really sunk into my pores too much. The mascara is still pretty good. It's held together really well. I have eaten, so my lipstick looks kind of cruddy. And because I have a really bad acne, it's obviously showing through. But it's not really creasing underneath my eye any, not really bad at all. Everything is kind of just sitting there. If I did a little bit of a touch up, it would be perfectly ready to just move into the evening. However, I'm going to work tonight, and there's really no point for me to want to actually put a full face of makeup on, so I'm probably going to take it off before I put my uniform on and head into work. But I wanted to give you guys an update on the Juvias place, and you know, it still looks really, really good. Several hours later, thumbs up for me. All right, guys. Okay, so I lied. I just touched up my makeup and did a little bit extra with it. I put some light shadow here and a little bit of highlight below the brow, and that's it. But I did touch it up a little bit, and I'm just gonna go into work like this because, as my husband pointed out, babe, you took all this time to put on your makeup. Why are you gonna take it off? So we're gonna go to work like this, and we're gonna have a good night. Hopefully, fingers crossed, no problems with my contacts, and should be good to go. All right, guys. I will see you the next time I upload a video. Once again, check me out over on TikTok, and Bye.